Nabawasan na naman ang mga DDS, guys! Dumami na naman ang mga pro-admin supporters, guys! Pro-Marcos Filipinos on steady upward trend, sabi ng Okta. Ay, grabe siya. Pro-Marcos Filipinos on steady upward trend, sabi ng Okta. Ay, grabe siya. Nauubos ng unti-unti mga DDS eh. Ang sakit siguro yun, no? Ang sakit siguro ma-realize no, no? Yung ang tagal-tagal mong nasa iba, nasa itaas. Tapos all of a sudden, bigla kang tinalikuran, mga kutsero. Ito. Sabi, I support the Marcos Jr. administration. Ayan. Yan. 38%. Last time, this is 36%. 38%. I support the Dutertes and their political alliance, pro-Duterte. 15%. Ay, grabe. Bumaba pa ng 1%. 16% pa yan, ha? 16 yan last quarter, second quarter. 16% yan. I support the opposition, o mga dilawan, 7%. Yung mga neutral, 26%. Dutertes nor the opposition or don't know refused, 14. Actually, dapat hindi nila pinagsama-sama eh. No? Hindi. I neither support the Marcos... Okay. Mga neutral itong 26%. Ayan. Kasi ganun yung pagkakasulat nito. Anyway. Ito, I neither support yung mga neutral or independent. Marcos, 26% mga independent. Don't know refused, 14%. Yung mga ayaw mag-comment. Yun. Paubos kayo ng paubos, ano? Alam nyo, maraming nag-contribute dyan. I think it's not just lumalakas si PBBM. It's a combination of both. Lumalakas si PBBM at humihina si Digong. It's a combination of both. Ito yung interview kay Okta. Ayan, siya yung si Okta eh.
Sir, ang pinaka-aabangan ng lahat yung inyong mga quarterly zoom in doon sa BBM and Duterte support surveys. Sir, well, okay. We have kahit paano kasi we already seen the numbers. Upward trend with BBM up by 2 percentage points, downward trend with Duterte down by 1 percentage point. For independents, down
negligible
by 5 percentage points, opposition up by 2 percentage points, and so on down the line. Pero sir, the qualifier being na all these are still within yung margin of error na 3 plus or minus 3 percentage points ng survey.
Yan.
But I think you also qualified na what's important to look at is the trend in the last 3 surveys more than the numbers themselves.
Yes, you're completely correct, Ed, no, that when we look at these numbers, it's important not just to focus on the final numbers, the quarter-to-quarter changes, but the trend. So for this particular probe, which is, by the way, for many people is highly controversial, no? But then again, because we don't have parties here, we're really trying just to measure, the strength of the brand, the preference of our kababayans. We also want to emphasize that the survey was done at a particular period po, no? Yan ay nakasaad naman dito na yung amin ay 1,200 respondents from all around the country from August 28 to September 2. So marami na nangyari since that time.
Oo,
and so
confidential
for political pundits like Secretary Sisek, no? We'll probably have some other forecasts, no, based on these the data that we're showing. A second point we want to emphasize is that these numbers are not, when they compare it from quarter to quarter, mababa lang naman eh. They're very slight changes, no. I think notable here is the 2-point increase in for the president nationally, but then again it's supported by at the granular level by a 15-point increase in Class E, 15 percentage point increase in Class E. Now, when you look at the numbers of the Duterte family as a brand, it went down by only 1% nationally, but when you look at the granular level, they
Uy,
went
ang laki,
down
Wait.
double.
Wait. O, tingnan natin to, Dito bin-broadcast, eh. Ito yung mga ano to, class A, B, or C. Ito yung mga social classes ng Tatsulok. Habang may Tatsulok. Ayan. Anyway, ito yung tip. Ito yung tip ng Tatsulok. Ayan, yung ABC. Yan yung taas. Tapos, class D and then class E. Okay. So, ang laki ng change na doon sa class A, B, and C, June to August. Plus 6 si Duterte. Plus 6. Tapos plus 11 naman sa opposition. Well, traditionally ang ang mga liberal naman talaga, mga yan mga dilawan talaga. Liberal, sila Democrats. Sila yung version natin ng Democrats. Yung mga liberal. Ano na yan? Expected na yan. Usually mga Democrats, yung mga liberal, sila yung mga nasa universities, sila yung mga, mga ganun. So, given na yan. Support for A, B, and C -2, but it's very negligible. Hindi siya significant. So, okay lang. Yung kay sa Duterte isang malaki, +6. Ayan, malaki yan. Sa class D, -1. Ito yung sinasabi ni Guido David, -11. So, kung titignan mo sa kung titignan mo sa tawag dito, kung titignan mo dun sa macro level niya, yung 38-15, parang very minor yung change. Kasi, coming from, for example, yung kay PBBM, coming from 36, naging 38, so 2% increase lang siya. Yung kay naman, kay Duterte naman, less 1%. So, parang nominal, o nasa margin of error pa. Pero kung titingnan mo sa granular level, ito yung sabi lang granular, yung mga detalye, ayan, yung mga detalye ng pagbabago. Ang laki nung binaba ni Digong pala. -11 sa class E. Mas marami ng mga masa ang hindi na naniniwala kay Digong. Ayan, laki niya, -11, -1. Pero interestingly, yung mga may kaya, sila yung naniniwala ngayon kay Digong, That's so weird. Baliktad, Ngayon baliktad. But overall, ang sumusuporta ngayon sa administrasyon ni PBBM is the masses. Masa talaga.
Digits, something like 11% sa class E over the same period. These are dramatic. That's why you want to emphasize those points. But on the national level, they had ups and downs. The president and the administration, we also want to emphasize third point, the question in Filipino is, alin sa sumusunod ang pinaka naglalarawan ng sinusuporta ninyo sa politika? So yan yung basic question. And dahil wala tayong mga partido, ang unang category is I support President Bongbong Marcos Jr. and the administration. I am pro Marcos. The next is I support the Duterte family and their political alliance. I am pro Duterte. The third is, of course, I am the opposition. I support the opposition. We define the opposition here, also when you see it our own media brief, as the opposition associated with Leni Robredo,
yung traditional,
Teresa Ontiveros, the traditional opposition Liberal Party, and the movements, the Dilawan. So we explained this to the people we're interviewing, and they wanted to be categorized. Okay, and so when you look at the numbers of the opposition, they actually went up this quarter from 5 to 7. I know it's not dramatic, but the fact that it's moving up,
plus 11%.
It shows some sign of life and some sign of change, even if it's within the margin of error. But when you look,
mga kutsero, sasabihin na naman ng mga DDS. Syempre lalakas yung mga dilawan, Marcos Jr. nakaupo Oo. Alam nyo, mga kutsero, hindi lalakas ang Marcos, lalakas ang mga dilawan kung nagpakaayo si Duterte. Kaso ang daming bati ko sa kanya. Ano yung bati ko sa kanya? War on drugs, Pharmally, China. Yun yung bati ko sa kanya ang lalaking issue. So kung nagpakaayo si Duterte, walang problema. Kaso hindi. Wala So kung nagkakaroon man ng dagdag or pagdagdag sa support ng mga liberal, it's not because of PBBM. It's because of Duterte. It's because of Duterte. Ang dami kasi yung kawalang niya ang ginawa.
Granular, They went up in ABC. They went up in NCR a little bit. So these are the things we want to emphasize. And then, of course, the trend is still continuous from the first, second, and third quarter that a great number of Filipinos, something like 40%, would not like to be classified based on our classification. 31% are independents, and the rest refuse, no? So they're ambivalent about...
Professor Rai, pag-usapan natin yung Class E na apparently doon significant yung baba ni Duterte at akyat ni Marcos. What should we read into this? We're talking about Class E. Ito yung masa. Ito talaga yung masa.
Yeah.
Tumaas yung suporta ni Marcos doon sa masa.
Yes. Yeah.
Would you hazard a guess why?
It's the contrast, no? So plus 15 yung pro Marcos sa Class E and minus 11 yung sa Duterte, no? So I think, it has really to do with the interventions, the initiatives of the administration as far as their pro-poor programs, no? Kasi when I can't think of any significant intervention beyond that. They poured in billions in Mindanao and Visayas, where in Mindanao they sustained their support. In Visayas, they were able to even gain this quarter. And the news that I have, at least the information I have, is that a lot of resources were poured into ayuda, largely anti-poverty program. So maybe that kicked in. It took in 2 quarters for people to see it, but it actually kicked in. Now, nationally, when you look at our probe on jobs and the economy, while it was on a downward trend for some time, it went up in the last quarter a little bit. So there was a little alleviation, and that's also somewhat reinforced by the fact that inflation also went down slightly over those last 2 quarters. So, all of these things put together, maybe number one, government interventions. Number two, the massive information drive against the Duterte family, and all of these things that are happening. Congressman Nery Colmenares talked about a lot of them earlier. And third, the improving situation as far as inflation, jobs, are concerned. So, but can the government, can the administration sustain this? We don't know. But what we can see from quarter to quarter is an upward trend. For the Duterte brand, it's on a downward trend, but the changes have been slight from second to the third quarter, just 1%.
Prof, kayo lang ang gumagawa nito di ba? Nung ganitong klaseng survey.
Wala pa, di ba ginagaya na iba yan?
Ito yata yung ikatlo nyo na
Yes,
same
sir.
survey, di ba? Ikatlo ito. At ang interesado ako, paano kayo nagpasya na gumawa ng ganitong survey na hindi naman ginagawa dati? No, hindi ginagawa dati at kahit ngayon kayo lang ang gumagawa. Ikalawa, anong assessment nyo dito sa tatlong survey na ginawa nyo? Pagpapatuloy nyo ba ito? Magiging paano ba to?
Huwag na yan, masyado ng machismis. So, mga kochero, obviously, malaki yung impact ng anti-poverty programs ni PBBM. At maganda rin, maganda rin na yung anti-poverty programs ni PBBM ay nakatutok sa, alam nyo, seriously speaking, the region that needs it the most. Tingnan nyo sa buong Mindanao, Davao lang ang pinakamayaman. Davao City. Hindi Davao region Davao City. Kaya nga doon nakabuhos din, tingnan nyo, lahat ng ayuda nakabuhos sa ibang regions, hindi sa Davao City. So at least doon sa parte na yan, we can let's give them a bone, 'di ba? Sa kanila na 'yon, bigyan natin sa kanila 'yon. Sa parte na 'yon, legit sa buong region ng Davao, ng Mindanao, Davao City ang pinakamayaman. Pero para silang mansyon na napapaligiran ng illegal settlers. Ganun Para yung Davao City, para siyang mansyon na napapaligiran ng illegal settlers. Maraming dahilan kung bakit ganyan sa ibang lugar. Corruption, political dynasty na hindi naman mawawala sa Pilipinas. Hangga't di nasusulat yung batas na anti-political dynasty, hindi magbabago yan. Maraming factors yan But definitely, mga kochero, Etong Marcos administration, nagbuhos talaga ng ayuda sa Mindanao. Alam naman natin yan eh. Di ba pinupulaan pa nga yan ng mga DDS, sabi nila, ay itong administrasyon na to, puro ayuda, bili ng bakit? Kasi pag may ayuda, may cut si ganito, may cut si congressman, may cut si governor, may cut si ganito, etc. etc. Bakit nila sinisiraan yung konsepto nung ayuda? Kasi it works. Lumakas yung Marcos administration sa Mindanao because of it. Ngayon, is it a long-term solution? Of course not. Of course not. Considering the inflation and considering the world environment, imagine sa Pilipinas 96% ang employed. 96% ang employed, may trabaho. Tapos ang underemployment, if I'm not mistaken, is already at 10%. From 15% bumaba na siya to 10%. Ibig sabihin, mas marami nagtatrabaho ngayon ng full-time. What does that mean? In the long run, mga kakotsero, yung mga ayuda, mababawasan. Bakit? May trabaho yung mga tao. Para saan? Diba? Of course, wala naman tatanggi sa pera. Pag bibigyan ka ng pera, 4Ps ka, diba? Hindi mo tatanggihan yan, pang-rebond din yan. I'll see you in a bit. God bless everyone and see you later. Bye. 15 minutes, guys. Bye. Pag ganun, huwag natin gawing tanga mga Pilipino. Mas maganda kasi nasa lugar ka ng tama kaysa yung pinipilit mo yung pagkakamali. Are they willing to go that far? Hindi makakalimutan ng Pilipino yan hanggat di nasasagot niya. Sino ngayon nagsasabi ng totoo?